Hello YouTube, this is Connor Klein. We're going to be working on my 99 F350 dually. We're going to be changing the diff cover to one that has a drain plug on the bottom. So we're changing the diff fluid and we're going to add this aluminum diff cover to it to keep it cooler, and it's also got a drain plug on the bottom of it so I don't have to remove the pan every time I want to change it. Just the main reason I got it. Just to make everything in there last longer. You'll need a 9/16. We're working on it's a Dana 80 axle, and we're gonna need a 9/16 socket to take that apart. And then this kit I got, it's a 8mm hex head on there. I think you can see that. So and then I think it's gonna take about 4 quarts of the limited slip 75 W140 oil. You'll also need a torque wrench to put that in there, and that'll torque to 30 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna set this. You're also gonna need some Monster energy drink because it's awesome. Motherfucker. So the top 2 bolts you're going to want to loosen and not take all the way out. Oh man, I think my dogs ran away. Or we're just gonna, there we go. Feel like we're getting in there now. Ah, yeah. Okay, broke the seal now. There we go. Now you want to leave these top bolts in here, that way this whole pan just doesn't fall off and fluid just go all over your driveway. Alright, so now we're going to try and wipe as much of the shit out of there as we can, and then probably clean it up with some brake cleaner. And then I've got a little gasket scraper. I like this style because you can get into tight places. And this opens and you just pop in a little razor blade. I always try to wipe this out in here because if anything's going to settle, it's going to settle there on the bottom if there's any like metal shavings or anything like that. I always try to do that. It makes scraping off the gasket a little bit easier most of the time. If I can get in there to do this, I should have removed the spare tire. There's some pretty sketchy things for a garage with a lift, you know what I'm saying? You feel me, dog? Alright. So that's done. I mean, if you leave like a little bit of shit like that, it's still gonna seal up just fine. But like anything big at all, you want to get off there. And I mean, I'm gonna spray it again with brake cleaner for anything that's falling in like the gears here and shit. Not with this fucking can, I'm not. Maybe this one. If any of that gasket maker falls in there, you'll be fine. I mean, try and get it out, but these gears will just mash it up and it'll, you know, just, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. I'd also like to add, I'm not a mechanic, I'm not certified for shit, and you know, I'm not gonna be held liable if you fuck your shit up because you're a dumbass. So there is that, nice and clean. Okay, I'm gonna take this gasket, it came with a gasket, but some people like to use just the gasket, or they like to use just the RTV black, but I'm going to take a thin layer of RTV black and rub it around the gasket, and then that way I can just stick it on here, run the bolts through it, get everything lined up, and then set it on there, and just I'm gonna hand tighten everything, and then we're gonna torque it down to 30 foot-pounds. Alright, so I got my gasket maker. I'm gonna take a nice little glob there. And we're just gonna, coat it nice and good. It don't have to be nothing thick, but I'm just gonna try and coat the whole thing on there, if you can see that. I mean, we're not just putting like a bead on it or nothing. Like my dog has ran away. Ella, come on, Ella. Oh, I hear her. There she comes. Who's a good dog? Who's a good dog? Here she is. Can you see her? Okay. Good girl. Alright, so we got her all nice and coated up. She's looking good. I'm gonna slap it down on here where she needs to be. Make sure all the holes line up. Just gonna push it on there. Forgot to wipe this thing out with some. So you gotta be very careful not to bump dust and shit in here. Before you want to push this thing on here or tighten any of the bolts, you want to get all of your bolts threaded and make sure you're through the gasket, and make sure your drain plug is on the bottom. Very important. You're also gonna want to find, someone had an ID tag like this. I don't know what the 4110 is, but the 4.10 means they have 410 gears, obviously. And then there was also, that fell in here. It's also this, which it's also got some numbers on it. 410, and then some other shit, August, whatever, the date, model number. You're gonna want to stick that back on this side where it came from, in case you ever need to know it or have to have this thing rebuilt. Gonna want to know that. Alright, so now once you know everything's started, at least, I'm gonna run these. I'm not gonna like crank down on them at all, but I'm just gonna run them in with this, so I'm not here for an eternity. I'm not sure. I don't want to go much tighter than that because this is aluminum. But I don't know. I guess we shall see. It's in there plenty deep. Just cut the little tab off, stick it in there, and you squeeze all that oil out. And you do that until it starts to overflow here, and then that's when you know it's full. Alright, so I went and got this nozzle thing because my spare tire's in the way. I should have just did it, but I didn't want to. So I've got this little contraption here. Arrange that. Alright guys, so I think you can see it, me. Let me make sure. Okay, I know you can see me now. But we've got oil dripping out, which means that she's full. It's real slowly coming out, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick the plug in it. Okay guys, so I got it all installed, got the fluid, filled it up until fluid was dripping out of here, and then I put the plug in, and then I wiped off all the oil that I had spilt, and then over the next couple days I'm gonna, I'll come down here and check and make sure it's not leaking, but it seems like everything's pretty dry and gonna hold. So that's how you do that. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. One other thing to consider is if you buy an aftermarket diff cover, this one held more fluid than my old one. So instead of needing, I think it was 4 quarts. I ended up needing 5. It took like 4.75 quarts before it started to drip over. So that's one thing you'll need to consider when you're buying your oil for it. I had to run back to the store and get 1 more quart. So yeah.